Hi Pisces, welcome back to another reading. Today I am going to just do a reading for the month of October. I can't believe September is already over. Welcome to the new month. We're going to see what is in store for you. Going to do a 9-card reading, look into a bunch of energies. I'll explain as I go along. I think it's easier, makes the video go faster in a lot of ways. So let's see what Spirit does Pisces need to know for the month of October. I'm going to shuffle one time and then draw the energy. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we got. So we'll look into your strength, recent past, what your focus is, it's your immediate future. These are your 2 supportive energies. I like the supportive energies, they're fun. Potential outcome, hopes and fears, what energy surrounds you may not be aware of, and your overall energy. I guess this should be censored maybe. Okay, I'm gonna just hold my thumb there. Don't mind my thumb. So you have the sun and your overall energy. This is incredible because last week, your last weekly reading of September, you had the star. We going from an amazing night to an amazing day. Let me see. I'm gonna just actually really quickly, because I have something here. I'm just gonna censor this card on the spot because I'm just gonna give this young man some pants quickly. How about that? Yeah, just give the young man some pants. How about that? All right, sorry, that was loud. Gave him some pants. Looks better. Okay. YouTube approved. Though, you know what I would say. I think the cards really, they're better not censored in their full art. Anyways, yes, you see what I've done. Okay. You have the sun. This is great. Last week, you had in your overall energy the star. So we're going from an amazing night to an amazing day. What wonderfulness. This is the happiest card in the deck for sure. And it's a card of just new beginnings. It's a new day. And you're in that infant energy. You're in that inner child energy. Through accessing the star, through accessing that really deep, dreamlike world and drawing that water into your waking life, you're back into being that kid again. That is awesome to see. I'm really happy for you. That is what I love to see, and I think that's all part of actually a very difficult and painful process. So I'm very curious to see what we have in these other cards, because I'm sure that's a result of not easy things. Yeah. So in your focus, let me just get one thing. Okay. In your focus, you have the 10 of Wands. So you've been doing a heck of a lot. And again, we've seen this tower before. Wouldn't surprise me if it pulls up in this video, but you've been doing a lot as a result of whatever this hurt was, whatever this kind of collapse was in the past. And the problem here is you're doing all this stuff because you don't want to face the home. You don't want to face like what you need to do in the home realm of your life. That tower could have a lot to do with like losing a home, but not seeing the home that's always there for you. Or it could do with like losing. The tower could have been dealing with losing a home because of some kind of unresolvable conflict. And now you're doing all this action to avoid it. Just know, you don't have to carry all this, and you're never far from home. in the focus. So just know you're doing a lot of stuff as a result of some conflict at home. And you're doing a lot because you refuse to see that there is a destination, which is just right here, right now. You've refused to see that as good as it is, which is in the sun. In your recent past, you have temperance. Yeah, totally. This is a result of like things not like old ways of doing things not working. You kind of really changing your understanding of what it means to have a good time. You're changing of your understanding of what makes a good healthy relationship. You're changing your understanding of like what is a good work life balance. You're changing your understanding because your body, like at a bodily level, you've evolved, and therefore at a psychic and spiritual level and at a psychological level, you've evolved. With the body evolving, your tastes and what makes you happy and feel good have evolved. So it makes a lot of sense. Like, and again, as a result of that tower moment, which doesn't surprise me if it appears somewhere else in this reading, as a result of all that, you have been seeking moderation. I think you may have been like cutting some unhealthy habits out of your life. Give yourself credit for that. It's not easy, it's uncomfortable, but give yourself appreciation for that. I think it's all for the better, and like you're getting clearer energy. Basically, I see you in the recent past making a great decision of like making sure that the dust settles from whatever that tower moment may be, so that you can have that clean, clear energy that you've always wanted. Clean and clear as the sun. Okay. In your strength, we have. Yeah, this makes sense. As a result, these cards actually really work well together. The 10 of Wands and the 7 of Cups. This has a lot to do with making having many different options of emotional investment, but also having to decide which ones are actually real and which ones are just kind of dangerous. Like you have all these options, but some of them are like less preferable than others, and you have to decide which one is actually real. This one always stands out to me. This kind of hidden object is such a good metaphor for like a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. This idea of like the potential is so alluring, but sometimes underneath this cloak is nothing. So just keep that in mind, that I think the reason why this is in your strength is you're able to really discern what are attainable kind of emotional opportunities and emotional outcomes, and which ones are completely unattainable. This goes back to temperance too, that you're kind of re-envisioning to yourself like what like your idea of like maybe love is, or friendship, or what your idea of all these things are, what is ideal and unattainable, and what is actually genuinely realistic. So that's in your strength, and I think that has to do with like you having a new, stronger foundation to kind of approach emotional opportunities and decisions. That's cool. That I've never seen that in strength. It's kind of cool. Let's take a look at your support event. That is so funny. Okay, so in your supportive energy, we've seen this time and time again. You're patient. You're you're doing you planted a lot of seeds. This goes back to the wands. This also goes back to this card. It's kind of cool. We're seeing this in all places, all these many different things happening at once. Just be patient. Just be patient. And you're also very headstrong on your ideas and thoughts, and that makes me happy, because sometimes goes against itself, and it's hurting itself. Like for you, like you overthink to the point you don't do anything. But I think this tells me that you're taking action on your thoughts without thinking too deep about it. For the energy that surrounds you, yeah, totally, 100%. You're nurturing your thoughts and your thinking and your approach to life, basically. Your ideas of how to approach things are changing. You're also having more positive, healthy thoughts in general as a result of all this work. So you're nurturing the way you think about yourself, you're nurturing the way you think about the world, and it's giving you a much more nurturing and welcoming and embracing view of life, a much more optimistic view of life. So I think that's really wonderful to see too. That yeah, you are in that energy of like being very embracing of your thoughts, because I think a result of this temperance and all this other stuff, like yeah, no surprise to me. You're thinking better of yourself, and you want better of yourself. For your hopes and fears, wow, that is interesting. I've like actually like honestly, I feel like this is the first time for any of my readings ever that I pull the Six of Wands. That is like just I don't know if that's ever happened. That's great. So Six of Wands has a lot to do with victory. So they're all kind of celebrating. They've kind of triumphed this war and are coming back home celebrating, is kind of the story behind this card. So I have like these polka dots here. Polka dots generally have to do with like taking things less seriously. So maybe it's like a relief off your shoulder. And in your hopes and fears, I would definitely see this more as a hope. Yeah, you're getting victory. You got the sun in your overall energy. Trust it. But you may be fearful of victory again because you're just not used to it. I think your understanding of victory is so different from people. I think that's part of why we have in your strength this card. You're beginning to understand what is a realistic idea of victory, and also the Queen of Swords. What is a healthy way to view all of this? A healthy way to have a perspective on all of this. So it makes sense to me that this would be in your hopes and fears. Yeah, what I would say is you don't have to hope or fear of it. Like, don't question it at all. You're victorious. You've got the sun this month. Really enjoy that. Especially, I think, in that second half of the month when we get into Scorpio energy, that's going to be super boosted when you have some water. Oh, I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself here, but this reading is awesome. So in your immediate future, you have Two of Cups, right? This, of course, I'm so hard to not read it as like a new kind of relationship is blossoming in your life. Very hard not to read it that way. But this could also be an energetic or emotional relationship. Maybe there's a project you're working on. Maybe there's some kind of routine you're building, something that gives back to you. And I think it's about time Pisces found themselves in those covalent bonds. I think you're the most worthy of a covalent bond because of your giving energy, your kindness, your empathy. It's about time you found somebody who gave back what you gave them. I'm very happy for you to see this in your immediate future. But again, this could deal with like a more artistic project. Something you're finally finding something that when you give to it, it gives you back that emotion. Like so much stuff in the past has just completely drained your resources, your energetic resources, your emotions, made you feel so disappointed and sad. And now something is finally like giving back this kind of optimism and this kindness that you've been giving it. I love that. I'm so happy for you. You got the sun, the Two of Cups, and for your potential outcome, you're the oh, I'm so happy for you. I think this is all a result, and one thing I was anticipating in this reading was I really thought there would be the Tower. We didn't see the Tower at all. Like, to me, that is progress. A lot of times people will think of progress as like, oh, gains and whatnot, but also losses count too. Like, okay, look, go back to temperance. You've lost something that was not good for you. You've lost something. You've quit. Like, people say don't quit things, but quitting smoking or quitting like alcohol could be very beneficial, right? Quitting like hard drugs or whatever, that could be beneficial. um I say that in part because I noticed there's no tower here. So to me, that's a sign that that tower has become less and less of a burden and a hurt to you, and you're moving forward, you're flipping the page. What you don't see is just as important as what you do see in these readings. But this really fortifies that, because the magician is what? The magician is you. You're all 12 signs, and the magician is all four kind of minor arcana at once. It's pentacles, cups, swords, and wands all at once. You're blending all the elements together, like Avatar: The Last Airbender. You're and you have infinity health points, infinity. You're going to infinity. Anything you touch is magic, and anything that you do at this time, you're creating the magic. You're creating something out of nothing. It is like, this is like kind of, I don't want to. This is magic mode. Magic mode. I'm not gonna say God mode. This is magician mode. You're the magician. Trust that. And I really feel that. And it's time. It's really time for Pisces to do that. To kind of be that leader in that way. To show like what, like why all of that deep internal work for years and years is finally beginning to blossom into something. Like, some people spend like a month making something, but for Pisces, I think you spend your whole life making something. And that's what's so frustrating. For Pisces, is everybody just sees them as lazy. Everybody sees them as like they don't do anything. Like they hardly like pull their weight in this relationship, or they hardly pull their weight in terms of this group activity, or like in terms of their job, anything. They're so lazy. You just don't see that internal process. And then to me, the magician is telling me, you're finally at that boiling point of like, I'm going to release this internal world, the world of pentacles and cups, into the swords and the wands, into the action, into the external world. Like, I'm finally ready I've mastered all the elements. I'm ready for my final kind of battle. And I wouldn't even think of it as a battle. I think this more so has to do with like, you're releasing something that is important to yourself. Maybe that's to another person, maybe that's to the world. You're releasing something to an audience though, and you're doing it bravely, and you're doing it from a place of, I'm finally like able to see and return to this childlike energy of, yeah, really at the end of the day, all I can do with life is make something out of nothing. Wow. 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 I'm so happy for you. I really like, this is a great reading. Wow. Like, I'm actually really blown away. I really hope this helps. I'm amazed by this. I hope this helps you. This is like making me feel really good. I'm going to carry this with me through the month as well. Like, I'm just really happy for you all. I really don't want to end the reading just because I don't know if there's anything more to say, but just like, wow, just enjoy it. Enjoy it. You're the magician. You have the sun shining in you. Like, you deserve it. You really deserve it. You deserve it. You're a hard worker. You just, the way you work is non-traditional, and now it's beginning to translate into a more viewable way for the rest of the world. So that's what I have for you for this month. Enjoy this month. It's going to be freaking awesome. I promise. Until next time, this is Beyond Tarot, wishing you peace and beyond.